Welcome to this section of the lesson. In this section, we will be discussing how to conjugate verbs in the present tense when the verb is what's called a stem changer. To give a little preface of what this means, is stems and stem changers are part of the verb where the verb will actually change some of the letter layout that's actually in the verb and won't follow normal conjugation rules for the present tense. So what I have pulled up is I have pulled up one of our conjugation charts that we've been filling out through the entirety of this lesson. And generally in these sections we have a section for the conjugation for I, you, he, she, formal you, we don't do this one, and then for they or you all. And generally we have separate endings, so generally if it's a AR verb, let's just say we put an O for the yo form, we put an AS for the to form, we put an A for the he, she, you formal, here it would be amos for we, and then here it would be amen, or an. However, with stem changers, sometimes those verbs change. So let's take the verb pensar. Pensar is the verb for to think. So what ends up actually happening is when we conjugate for the verb pensar in the yo form, it actually turns to pienso. Can you see right here where we added that I into that? See, that's what's called the stem, and that's what changes when you conjugate. So if it's for the to form, so it would end up being piensas. Then for he, she, it would be piensa. For the they and you formal, it would be piensan. However, when we get to the we, it's pensamos. Now, this brings up the question of why do all of the stems change for all the other pronouns except for we? This is a grammar rule that is set up in Spanish and a simple thing to help us remember which conjugation forms have the stem change. We can use what's called the boot trick. Now, if you look right here on the chart, we can actually draw a boot over these sections. And you can see that everything that's inside the boot, the stem changes. However, if it's outside of the boot, it doesn't change. Unfortunately, there's no easy way to know if a verb has a stem changer. This comes from memorization and becoming more familiar with the Spanish language. Now, some stems don't change to the full IE, and they just drop the E and change it to an I. Because those are short stems, we do what's called the shoe trick, and it's actually the bottom 2 points of the chart that change, and then the rest have standard conjugations. Now, this is a great tip that will aid you on your journey into learning how to conjugate verbs. Thanks, and have a great day.